So, being that LA is kind of infested, so to speak, with a lot of rappers and singers and whatnot, how do you think you put yourself outside of a box of being one of those cliche persons out here in LA trying to make it?
Wow. Well, I don't think it's infested.
But so to speak, I mean, like everywhere you go, someone's either a rapper or a singer trying to do something that they're really not, and kind of taking up space for people that are really talented, as so yourself.
Thank you.
So how do you think that you are not categorized with those people?
Well, I don't like to set myself or consider myself different as far as like better than anybody else. But I do feel that my talent and my skill set as far as like how I sing and what I sing about sets me aside because it's passionate and it's real. It's from my heart. It's not cliche in any kind of way. So I think in that sense, that's how it separates me.
How was your musical background like growing up? What's inspired you to get to where you are right now?
Well, definitely those who come before me. My mother, she used to sing to me every single night. Yes, she was lucky. And from that, I just wanted to be as good as her vocally. Then I heard Janet Jackson, I heard Whitney Houston, I heard Love. From there, Tina Turner too. My grandmother, she actually went to school with Tina Turner. And she would play her music in the living room and we'd be dancing and I had my little heels on. So just my family and then all of those artists, those specific artists that I named have inspired me.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Just because I put all my cards on the table. The song High Power, that was me speaking through Kendrick. You feel what I'm saying? I'll just put it to you like that. I didn't write the lyrics, but that was from years and years of me talking that shit that don't nobody want to hear to him. And it finally stuck with him, you know what I'm saying? And he made a very profound record, you know, on that concept. I mean, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that I told him to make the song and or nothing like that, or it came from a direct conversation from me. But like, he was finally touched by that shit that I be kicking. You know what I mean?
studio at Absol, I witnessed some shit that wasn't human. This nigga ain't gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell y'all. I witnessed some shit that wasn't human. Shit had me fucked up. Alright, so Soul recording, they playing the beat. My man Soul went and sat outside on the porch with his head down. So I asked my other guy, I used to hoop, the dude that was recording, I used to hoop with him back in college. So I'm like, yo, what's up with Soul? He good? He like, what you mean? Because he was like, you don't know how he record? I'm like, nah, like, I'm asking him like, yo, he looked like he's sad or something. I don't know what's going on. Soul was sitting on the porch with his head down. He sat on the porch for about 10 minutes and didn't say a word. Right? I'm looking, I'm like, hey man, I don't know what, this is my first time in some industry type shit. I'm like, I don't know, man. You niggas up to some Illuminati type shit. I don't know. That nigga Soul got up and said, hey, start the verse. Nigga went in there and one take that shit. I said, oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck? Bro, the nigga ain't had no pen, no paper, no cell phone, no nothing. No pen, no paper, no cell phone, no absolutely nothing. Head down, stood up and said, start that. At that moment, oh shit, this nigga's a demigod. Oh shit. I went home fucked up. I called the homie. I was like, hey, this nigga's so magical. Oh God. this nigga might really be a prophet. For real. Who the fuck you was talking to when you was sitting there? Nigga say, hey Horace, man, let me hold the 16. Hey, so you gonna have to tell me where you be going, dog. Hey, what if I think my nigga Soul be doing the Doctor Strange thing, when Doctor Strange jump out his body, like his consciousness thing jump out his body. That nigga said, whoo. Yeah, let me go write this verse real quick, you feel me? And then, oh God. Yo, shit had, bro, I'm keeping it all the way 4,000 with y'all. Shit had my mind blown. And every time I'm in the lab with Soul, it's the same thing. That nigga be like, yo, cut them lights off. Last time I was at the studio with Soul was laying on the couch. It was completely dark, laying on the couch. Soul, you up? He said, I'm good, Quill. Yo, cut that light down a little bit. Remind you, he got on shades, so I couldn't tell if my nigga was asleep or not. Chico, woosah, look at that. My nigga Soul really, yo, I'm telling you, my man be tapping in with the ancestors. Oh, God. Solo the Prophet. I say, oh my God, man. I remember one time I tried to do it. I was in the studio with Punch and them. I tried to do it, right? Punch was like, hey, you got something for this? So I was like, let me try this little soul method thing. And I was just sitting there, right? I was trying to go to that other world that Soul be going to. Oh God, I got to the gate. They said, who are you?
Number one, was the moon landing phase?
Excuse me?
Moon landing.
First lunar landing?
Yep.
Yeah, fake. For sure. New Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like what certainty?
About 80%. New Mexico. For sure. Area 51. I forgot Cud name. They got him though, right? Oswald, yeah. It was a few, yeah. They got him from a few angles, didn't they? I think it was a couple guys. Yeah, word, yeah. No. He's gone. Yeah. Elvis definitely died on the shitter. Real talk. In blue suede shoes. Unidentified flying objects? They sound identified to me. Yeah. Me. For sure. We just bright. You know what I'm saying? It's too much bright. I can't even handle this. It's just, we just illuminate everything. It's just enlightening. Everything is just enlightening. The root of things. And Mr. Crowley has been instrumental throughout music for before I was born. You know what I mean? Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. There's a lot of great artists that, you know, are the building blocks for even hip hop. So, me understanding that, you know what I mean, and you know, digging into his story, and you know, understanding why he's been so, you know, relevant and you know, influential in music culture. You know, I think it was important for me to, you know, reinstill that. If you didn't know that, if you missed that part, you know what I mean, if you missed that part of the culture of music in general, this beyond hip hop, but just music in general, he's had a big influence on the culture. At first sight, he's he's the wickedest man alive, right? That's what he, you know, he's a very wicked man. But if you dig into the poetry, and you read between the lines of his poetry, and you know, you dig into his story, a lot of the things will, you know, make more sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it made a lot of sense with me. A lot of the things that he discusses resonates with me. Well, I just want to leave you with this. You know, my album is called Do What Thou Wilt, and it's based off. It's influenced by Crowley's The Book of the Law. Love, Thelema. Yeah. Love is the law. Love is the only law. Love under will. The law is for all. And, you know, if you read the Christian Bible, that's the only commandment that Jesus left. So, you know. Also, a great quote is, the righteous will remain righteous and the filthy will remain filthy. So, thinking along those lines, you know what I'm saying? You know, and even Do What Thou Wilt itself, you know, free will is what it kind of sounds like, right?
Free will is what it kind of sounds like, right?
So, you know, all of these, you know, just me, you know, into theology and into history and these things, putting these parallels together, these different ideas. It's just great stuff, you know what I mean?
Man,
church, man.
you dropped a few singles, you know,
Yeah.
but the first thing that came to my attention when I discovered the name of the album was the saying "Do What Thou Wilt,"
Wilts.
which brought me to Aleister Crowley.
Correct.
And you know what Aleister, you know who Aleister Crowley is,
Absolutely.
right? And Aleister Crowley, was he the creator of?
Well, it's Thelema.
Thelema is the he's
Yeah.
the right?
Yeah, he's the. I believe so. Yeah.
He was a magician, a poet, and he was
yeah.
also linked to Satanism.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah.
And so what made you decide, what does that mean to you, and what made you decide to name your project that?
Well, you know what? You're the first one to bring up the Satanism, and I'm so glad that you did, because you know it's all church with me.
Yeah.
Know that. So do what thou wilt immediately sounds like, free will. Immediately, you know what I'm saying? That sounds like free will in Old English. For sure. And Aleister Crowley has been influential throughout music and entertainment and ideology and philosophy, journalism for quite some time. If you're into that. I wanted to, in this book, this album is based on that quote, "Do what thou wilt," which is in the book, one of his books, the Book of the Law. And love is the law. Love is the only law. Quote that stuck out with me was, "The righteous will remain righteous, and the filthy will remain filthy." So him taking a wicked standpoint, pushing the envelope of evil or whatever you call it, but still quoting that, if you're going to be righteous, be righteous. If you're going to be ill, be ill. I respect that, because, my main thing is ain't nothing wrong with a righteous man, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I really, really, I really admire this guy. Like, if you really look into his work, if you're into poetry, if you're into writing, you will see a lot of his influence ran deep throughout history. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that you guys should look into for sure.
It's featured on Sgt. Pepper's, like on the front of that album.
Yeah, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely.
Jay-Z got in a lot of trouble for wearing "Do What Thou Wilt" on his shirt.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
So
sure.
you think
he was
this
on the
is-
Dangerous cover?
Exactly.
Michael
So
J-
is this your
Exactly.
time to shine right now? But you're
Tight.
messing with this dude. Is this gonna be the breakthrough joint?
Well, I mean, but
Well, see, what he's saying is, are you signing your name on the
Are-
dotted
are you
line?
joining the
Are you signing your
Illuminati?
soul away?
Oh
So,
no.
yeah, that's what he's saying.
Are you in the Illuminati?
I mean, what you think?
No, I know, but these are questions people
But I'm
yeah.
saying, these, the Beatles being, amongst the greatest musicians of our time, Michael Jackson. King of Pop. The list goes on. Me being a scholar of hip hop, a scholar of music, a fan of music, I cannot deny his influence. So, like I said, he's been linked with a lot of wicked, ill, satanic, even occultist type things. But he also acknowledges that the righteous will remain righteous, and the filthy will remain filthy. So him acknowledging that alone lets me still ask, what would Jesus do? You follow me? If that's what he meant. And that's how I took it. Of course, we can't holler at him, but that's how I took it.
That's how you took it.
You understand?
So you're not worshiping Satan, basically.
No.
I don't know.
No,
He
okay,
just
I know
found
that.
something. respect what you work so hard. I never work hard on anything. I have no discipline. So this is the first time I worked. I was forced to work like over the course of a year on something, and it's just the hardest thing I've ever done. And I really hope that people enjoy it, because if they don't, then I'll just jump off of something really high, and that'll be really tragic.
Then I'll just jump off of something really high, and that'll be really tragic.
So I don't know. I need people to love me.
Just kidding, I'm fine.
Alright, y'all. So what we had there was the Alori Joy sacrifice. That video was a request. A couple of people started requesting it. I saw maybe like a week or two ago, and then it just started to pick up when I did, the last couple videos as far as how many people was requesting it. So I was like, okay, cool. I actually had an entirely different video I was going to drop today, sacrifice-wise, but I just jumped this one up the line. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much worked on it like all day yesterday. It was raining and shit, and just went diving into what I could find to, basically just wrap everything around her supposed suicide of jumping off a radio tower. Now, just off back, it's already kind of weird that she would commit suicide and also do it off of a radio tower. That's pretty, depending how many like levels is on the radio tower, that's pretty, difficult to climb. It's hard to imagine someone that, from what I was looking at, obviously there's not much of her on the internet, you know what I'm saying? So we can't just super dig into her personality. But from what is on the internet, I don't see anything about a person being depressed so much to where they decide to climb up a radio tower and commit suicide, unless they were like under some kind of mind control. I have no idea. Like literally she shows no signs of suicidal thoughts or, just heavy depression. I even went and checked some of her songs, lyric wise, she may have some things that kind of like borderline scratch on the occult as far as lyric wise, but I didn't see, anything that said, I'm depressed, I'm going to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? Now that obviously doesn't make up for the fact that we don't know what someone is going through. Yes, that's obvious, because a lot of y'all will asking me, so do I not believe in depression? Like, of course, depression is real, but, we got to understand what we're dealing with here. And when we're dealing with the occult and we're looking at things around someone's death that just doesn't add up, we have to consider that this probably was not a suicide. That's the reason, y'all are wondering about it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You like, your spirit is telling you something is off because something is off. It's not, you're not getting this feeling in your gut, your intuition, because, you heard the truth. No, you heard a lie and you got told a lie, and, you were given what they wanted you to see, and that was a suicide, depression, that narrative. So it's not me not believing in depression. It's just I'm doing exactly what y'all doing. I'm questioning everything because this is some shit that we need to question, especially dealing with TDE, Ab-Soul, Kendrick, Schoolboy, and so on, especially around that time when they blew the fuck up after she died. It all makes sense. And then eventually they brought another female artist on board to balance out, Kendrick being Kendrick being who he is and his style of music, more like, empowering. Then you get Ab-Soul, a more like spiritual kind of dude. Then you get, J-Rock and Schoolboy for the streets, you know, more for like, you know, sort of the just more dumbed down a little bit, even though they both, you know, are very good lyrically, you know what I'm saying? So, but they just kind of, you know, they just grab different crowds, you know, so it's pretty strategic of the TDE's lineup as far as music, you know, they they have it covered pretty well, but, you know, that's not the point of this video. The point was to basically, you know, I knew I was going to have to dig into Ab-Soul the most and Kendrick, you know, just because there's literally nothing of Alori on the internet or YouTube. Like, that was like the only interview I found. The other interview was so ignorant. The girl was cussing so much, I didn't even want to add it to the video. It was just too ignorant. And the interview kind of seemed more about her than actually Alori, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't find really anything on her, you know? So I had to just mostly paint you a picture of how involved Ab-Soul, Kendrick, and TDE is in the occult. Like I said, throughout the text and the video, that was going to be the main focus, you know, so you could basically understand why they sacrificed her outside of them, you know, that being a part of the oath to go as big as they actually went, you know? So seeing that, it just, you know, it kind of ties and puts the pieces together for those that may have been like borderline thinking that, you know, she wasn't a sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and continue to really explain much that the video already presented to y'all. You know, you already know the things that Ab-Soul is deeply involved in, Kendrick as well, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, that was the Alori Joy sacrifice video. I said Joy, Joe. I don't really know how she says her last name, but I imagine it's Joe or something. But yeah, y'all already know what's going on, man. Y'all know I'm coming back with more videos soon. It's Black Balloon, and I'm out.